I won't lie, when I was like still a bit new in the game, I was always what's not do this one now? But okay, I'm Joeboy. How is that a problem to you? Why are you so angry? Why are you so mad? Sip wasn't even supposed to be the song that was going to drop. It was one other song. I was sleeping at night. I just woke up. I listened to Sip again. I was like, nah, this song's sweet now. I'm not crazy. And I used to hang around Eazi a lot. I used to observe everything and I just understood everything going on to an extent. I learned to look beyond the lifestyle and the glam of the whole industry because I knew that regardless of whether shine, there's like a working system. And the only thing that can keep you in the game like that is community people that actually genuinely connect to you. So what's going on, guys? It's Joeboy, Joeboy on deck. And I just spoke my truth on Afrobeats Intelligence podcast.
Afrobeats Intelligence, presented by OkayAfrica.
Democratizing African music with Joey Akan.
So last time I saw you, you were, I think, were you still at emPawa or you were just leaving?
I was just leaving, yeah.
Yeah.
Was I? Wait, let me see. I was still at emPawa, yeah.
I
was about to leave, yeah.
You were about to leave.
Yeah.
And what were those last days like? Did it feel a lot like it's like leaving school? You were assigned there early.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things you did for 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
Happened in there. Yeah. How was that feeling when you were leaving?
I'd say it's definitely a marker in like one of the phases of my life for sure. But I've been getting ready for it. I've been ready for it from time. So I've been preparing myself for that phase. Yeah. So it didn't really feel too much of a negative state, if I could put it that way.
Yeah, but generally those things, they don't have to be negative.
Yeah, but people expect it to be. You understand? People expect, you're leaving your label. They always assume that there's one major issue or there's like a fight going on behind the scenes or something like that.
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of fights, but it's not always like that.
It's not always like that, but it's mostly like that.
So yours was peaceful.
Peaceful, yeah.
Everybody shook hands and said, good deal.
Yeah, we did. Why did you laugh? This is going to be a funny interview.
Yeah, of course. Which is fine.
Yeah, but we did.
Okay. Because I did speak to him later and he seemed very happy about it too.
You see. Which camera can I talk to?
Yeah, this is here now.
You don't see
So he seemed very happy about it too because he was on the podcast earlier and we spoke and I was like, yeah, good business for him.
Yeah, definitely. I said in an interview, wonderful, fantastic business for all parties involved.
Yeah. While you were about to leave, did you know you already knew your next steps?
Yeah. I know I had it planned out, and I understood that it's not like an instant thing. So I didn't decide to leave while the contract was about to expire. It was really something I already had at the back of my mind, and I was preparing for like 2 years prior. So
immediately you left, it felt a lot like you moved like lightning.
Yes, no, because I've been preparing for it now. Like those kind of things, like if you really, because it can be bad, and it can be good, and it can be bad if you are not well prepared. Because I feel like sometimes artists get too caught up with their own hype and believe, it's just them that makes things happen. But you need to understand that there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and that's one thing I took note of. Like I wasn't about to be delusional about it I wasn't trying to move with ego like, I want to be my own boss or whatnot. I made sure I knew what I was getting myself into. Yeah.
It's such a great transition, switching from being the artist and moving into...
It's a lot. It's a lot. So that's why I place my phone down like this.
Yeah.
So that the messages don't distract me, because anytime I hold my phone, there's always something to do or address or fix or sort. So sometimes I hate my phone, but work is work. Yeah.
So there's this thing I always have I always talk about when I used to write for a lot of other people, the international ones.
Yeah.
And it was just okay being a writer. You wrote. Then I turned it into a business, and I discovered that you tend to do everything else other than that business, other than the real business, which is the business of churning out music.
Yeah.
Because now you're an administrator.
I don't do administrator, I don't do accountant. Bro, Now man, so I don't want to sabi that I don't sabi. I'm gonna I did calculate, calculate everything. So it's like it takes a lot of like scheduling and routine. You have to have like a routine that really, really works for you. It's very, very important. Yeah.
While you were an artist, you didn't have to stick to a routine?
Well, not as defined as this now. Because as at then, most of the things I had to worry about was just like focus on being an artist. And, there's a manager that does everything. But now, even though there's still a manager, I need to have like a basic idea of everything that's going on because I'm the CEO. Yeah.
That's such a heavy title.
But I, to be honest, I won't have it any other way. I'm not gonna sit down here and complain and say, "Oh, it's so tough. Greatness is tough." So get used to it.
So this routine, I'm trying to understand the life of the transition in life because not a lot of you seem to have done it seamlessly, although it wasn't seamless, but it appeared to be seamless.
No seamless. It's composure.
And it wasn't only that you changed. It felt like it did, from what I can see, you started becoming more intentional about community.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I've been doing the groundwork and case points. I'll just say one or two case points.
Yeah.
Frank Ocean, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Ocean has not dropped for like 8-7 years, to the best of my knowledge. And his monthly listeners are still like about 20 M the last time I checked. And the only thing that can keep you in the game like that is community, people that actually genuinely connect to you. Like, now they don't just like your music, they like you for who you are as a person, as an individual. And I was like, okay, this is actually like a great direction to go. And I was almost mad at myself for not realizing that as fast as I could.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, and then I started, because I like to learn stuff, I like to read, I like to check out stuff. I'm always like checking TikToks of like music business and all of that. And there was one particular line, community building. So, and if you have a great community, it's not even about like hit songs, because you can have a viral hit song and 3-4 months, everybody's on to their next thing. But if you have a community, you can drop 4 like consistent like singles.
Yeah.
And people are continuously streaming for years, even decades, just because they like you and they feel like they're a part of your journey and your story. And that's what really like made me like I pointed out that okay, community building, I'm very, very focused on that now. So even if I decide that I don't want to make music anymore, or I want to branch into something else, I always have those people that like me for me, that will always join in the next journey. So yeah.
What does it mean, using the way you understand it and the things that you did? What does it mean to community build, and how do you build a community?
Okay, so I'd say it's in basic terms. I'd say it's about finding your people. Find your people. Like, there are people that like you just for you. There are people that like me just because I'm calm and I'm just in my own lane, because I kind of remind them of themselves.
Oh.
Do you understand?
So you grabbed all the calm people.
Yes, now. All the calm, smart people that don't like making noise. They're very intelligent.
Okay.
Do you understand? So like, it's just about like finding your people. Yeah, there's always this idea that, you guys, they do like artists.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, they do like artists, but everybody that stands out or everybody that has managed to break through, they all had like a unique factor around them. Whether you want to see it or not, there's always that unique factor that makes people gravitate towards them. That is even beyond just the music. Do you understand? So I'd say community building is about finding your people. Case in point, somebody tweets about your music. Oh, I love your music. Instead of responding to the person that is always trashing your music, why don't you just engage the person that is saying nice things about you? So they'll feel connected, instead of always like trying to deal with people that are already subconsciously ready to misunderstand you. Why don't you just focus on people that actually gravitate towards you and build from there? And there's this thing about engaging fans. Like, I always check my DMs. Like, I don't get to respond to everything, but I always check my DMs. Sometimes they send me lyrics for my songs. I say, my love, it is big. So I'll reply.
Oh, you do that?
Yeah. And that stuff excites, like, it's so exciting. Like, they just feel like, I'm part of this community. And to be honest, before, it's like, does it really matter? But those things matter a lot. Like, just, I'd say an advice to every artist out there that's trying to build a community. Just like, sometimes just respond, communicate, ask them how are you doing. Let them just feel like
they matter.
Yeah, do you understand? Because they actually do. Like, the whole world can hate you, but if you have an audience of like 1 million active people just focusing on you, you won.
True.
You won. So that's what I've been about, like, for the past like 9 months, just community building and just finding my people. Yeah, and it's beautiful because I just check DMs. I can be feeling bad. I'll just check my name. Somebody's praying for me out of the blue. Like, somebody just praying for me. Do you know how beautiful that is?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't care about what any negativity that might come my way. I don't really care, because for every one person that doesn't like me, there's 100 people that do.
True.
Like, facts. There's 100 people that like me. Whether someone does. But I also understand that it's very, very easy for the subconscious mind to always want to address negativity, because you feel like it's a problem we have to fix.
Yeah, it has a sharper emotional prick.
Yeah, do you understand? Because if something is good, it's good, and you don't have to solve anything. But if it's like negative, you always feel like I should address that, but you don't have to. People love you.
Yeah, focus on the love.
Focus on the love, my guy. It's good for your health. Yeah.
I've also seen that a lot across social media, and how you'd see an art. As humans, we are wont to do it. So you'd see an artist, or rather, whether you're a musician or whatever you do, as long as you're in the public glare, you'd constantly see people battle their adversaries, rather than engage and amplify the love that they receive. They might have received 1 million positive messages, and then some other guy shows up and just writes something funny,
and it throws them off.
And it throws you off, and then it becomes, you have this tunnel vision there, and then it becomes your narrative.
Yeah, but I'd say it takes a lot of like introspection and self-control to be able to overcome all that. Because I won't lie, when I was like still a bit new in the game, I was always what's not do this one now, boy. I understand that that's the price you get to pay for greatness. When you are loved, you should also expect to be hated by some people. It's just normal. Sometimes they don't even know why they hate you.
Maybe they hate you because you're Joeboy.
Yeah, but okay, I'm Joeboy. How is that a problem to you? Why are you so angry? Why are you so mad? Like me, I can take constructive criticism, and it's easy to tell when somebody's actually being constructive. You just like take out your ego and your emotions. You can tell when somebody actually means well.
Yeah.
But some people don't. They just want to drag you down and make you feel bad. You understand? And me, I will never address that. I can treat for everybody.
Yeah.
But I won't like address some particular just and say, oh, you, nah.
Something I always try to do, because mine is crazy.
No. You're a villain. You're a villain on the music Twitter street.
I think I like to think sometimes I'm loved. Yeah, everyone loves me, and then you're like, okay, cool.
If you say so.
No, I get, interestingly, my experience having to like have uncomfortable conversations about music is on the internet you would have people that are extremely vocal about their dislike for your point of view. Sometimes it's not even about your point of view, it's about you, because they're like, you're mad, you're crazy. But at the same time, you're seeing likes and retweets. That's the silent majority.
Fair enough.
Yeah, those ones, they might not want to have people in their DMs or whatever, but they always signal that yes, we're here.
Yeah, you.
And sometimes I don't think these things are real, because half the time, because I go out a lot, I move around a lot.
Yeah.
Half the time, I might just be taking a walk. I enjoy walking around this neighborhood. I walk so much. I might be taking a walk, and somebody will run up to you and be like, you're Joey Akan. And I'm like, yeah, I am. And they're like, I am from this camp. I don't want to mention names. I'm from this camp. And all the person does is, yeah, I know. I like, it's good to see you. They're so happy to see me.
Yeah, because to be honest, it shouldn't be that serious. Like, what you want to fight? You want to fight like just because of some opinions that you don't agree with.
Yeah, but on the internet, if you follow Twitter and you focus on Twitter, it does feel that way.
Yeah, internet is easy now. Like Twitter, they have the idea of anonymity. Like, so it's easier to express whatever emotions you might have. But real life now, you won't just see somebody and try to attack.
So you check comments.
I do when I can, when I have time. I do.
I usually don't.
I do. Like it's not like a necessary thing that I'm checking comments. But if I'm just like bored or I feel like I'm not doing that, I'll check now. That's how you find your people too. Fair enough. So
I mostly don't. I don't want to find you people.
yeah, but not checking comments is so liberating because you just feel like I'm cut off from the world and I'm just saying what I like and
yeah. I don't think we were created to have so many people, to have access to the thoughts of so many people.
No, it's not right. It's not right.
It's unhealthy.
Yeah, it takes a serious level of personal thinking to overcome that. Because I've come to understand that a lot of people are living their lives based off of opinions of people.
Yeah.
That they don't even have the same perceptions as them, and they're just taking it as law because I saw this tweet that said you must do this to do that, and he has 50,000 likes, so the person must be correct. And it's sad. Yeah. It's sad.
When you community build, it does open you up to these things.
Yeah, 100%.
Because to find your people, you have to swim through the murky waters before you could find your people. And how much thinking or how much like personal mental work have you had to do to be able to navigate that every day without losing yourself, or how do I put this, having the slime stay on you?
Okay. So it's about having trusted people who believe in you around you, first of all. Like, I have my circle of my guys. I've known them like 5-10 years beforehand. So those are the kind of opinions that I take seriously because they understand my reality to a certain extent. I just feel like it's very, very unwise to take the opinions of people that only see from a certain angle over people that actually like see your full process. Because and I wish people just go back to just listen to the music and stop dissecting. Leave it for Joey Akan. Like, stop dissecting the music and just enjoy yourself. Like, now everybody wants to be a music critic. It's so like, I don't even want to dance again. I don't want to enjoy. Everybody's just like you understand? And it's crazy sometimes. So for me, I'd say I've just focused on what's really important, which is the people that love my music, and I'm open to adjustments or constructive emphasis on constructive criticism. Like, you can say something about my work without sounding condescending, or sounding like you can sing better than me because you can't. You understand?
Okay.
Like, you can't sing better than me, except you're a singer, which you're not. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them. But so for me, I don't take advice or opinions seriously from people who I don't want to be like in a certain aspect. So that's just what works for me. And to be honest, like, if I check a comment and I see the comment is like a very, very off or negative comment, I go and check the page and I understand. I understand, like, you just check the page and you're like, just do you, man. Like, so you can't, like, I can't be mad. Even though I was mad, I won't be mad for long because I get it. I do. I don't want to talk too much. When I say the drag person, but when I see the pages, I understand. Like,
this community in the field of community, in the vein of community building, rather, you've become more in quotes accessible. You've done more parties. I've attended 2 of your parties. You've done more parties. I attended the one you had. The 2 of them has been with Chibi.
Chibi.
South Social Chibi. Great guy. He does this. He has a great community. And you've partnered with them for that. What do those parties provide you?
So, there's a difference.
And just a bit, how does it fit into the bigger picture?
Okay. So for me, I'd say is the keyword here is connection.
Okay.
Like, there's a difference between like interacting with somebody that you've never met before on Instagram or Twitter, then getting to see them one-on-one and like feeling their energy and having conversation, like making eye contact and all of that. It just feels more real. And you would understand now, like you said, people come for you on Twitter and then they see you in real life,
and they're all cuddly and loving.
So it helps you understand that social media sometimes no be real life. You understand, and it just helps you feel that energy in real time. Like, fans be like, oh, I got to hang out with Joeboy. I took a picture with him. We got to party together. You understand? Now they feel like they're a part. Like they feel connected. Like really connected, not just on some social media and that's how you create like super fans. That's how you get super fans. People that I've been with him. Like there's this guy. I think his name is Shemilere Pondek.
Yeah, Shemilere Pondek.
Yeah, that's his handle. And this guy has been such a fan for years, and he's been carrying that thing on his head for so long. And like, it's just beautiful to see. And I invite him to all those parties and stuff, and he's happy. Like
he has a great time.
Yeah, he has a great time. Do you understand? Like, so imagine having like 100 of those kind of people just in Lagos alone. Like it goes a long way, to be honest, compared to when it's just like post your music or song goes viral, then everybody goes on again, then you start building again, and it's even easier to promote your music.
In what way?
That way, because there are people actively making noise about your stuff, pushing your stuff, spreading your music, enjoying your music, and like it's not an issue of I'm doing this because it's cool to do this. No, I'm doing this because I love this person and I love this person's music and art. Yeah,
I think about it too a lot, because I know a lot of artists who, once the DJ stops playing their song or once the song finishes, they leave your mind completely, and so by the time they would need to have another drop again, they need to have to warm the people back up. They're starting from zero. They don't have people who would do the work for them even before the marketing budget hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, even before yeah, of course. Before the marketing budget is, they don't have that small crowd that begins to broadcast the music. Yeah, and anticipate and do all of that for you. And so you're telling me you're a better artist and you're a more successful artist because you've built your community.
Yeah. Still building.
Oh, you're still building.
No, yeah. I never will start. Don't worry. I want something.
Yeah.
I want something. Yeah.
So community building is one aspect of it, of what you did when you left. You launched a record label, as we spoke before, Young Legend. Yeah. Why Young Legend?
So it's funny.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, so that was 2019. This OG then Tunde. I think he used to be in RCA then.
He was at Spotify and then he moved to Tunji or Tunde.
Tunji.
It's Tunji. Tunde was at Spotify back then. Tunji.
Yeah. So 2019, he just sends me a DM like, "Yo, I love your music. You're a Young Legend." I don't know, and the name just stuck. It just stuck. I was like, okay, I've been looking for a name for the platform I'd like to have at some point in the future, and it just stuck, and that was the first start. So I got then
Young Legend.
Yeah. Yeah, and basically it just means that you're not too young to do legendary stuff. Basically, like you're never too young. You're never too young to start a label. You're never too young to chase your music. You're never too young to buy a company or own a company.
Yeah.
As long as you are ready to put in the work, because it's work. Yeah.
So putting in the work at Young Legend, what was most important for you launching a record label?
I'd say having a team and a structure. Like, because I know it's cool to say, I did it all by myself. I'm such a bad guy. But his music, it takes a village. It takes a village to make things happen. And from afar or from a certain perspective, it might look like, this guy just dropped a song and he just blew out.
Yeah.
He just blew in such a short time or out of the blue. No, it doesn't work like there's so many people involved from.
So you had to hire staff.
Like there's the road managers, there's the media team, there's the creative team too. There's administration, there's the accountant that does the taxing and all of that. So it's like a whole structure, and it will just be pretty unwise, or it will have been pretty unwise or delusional of me to just like jump into it without having like a proper plan and structure and a team. I won't lie and say, it's all just one person. Like, it takes a whole team. Like, it takes a whole team, to be honest. Yeah.
What did you not anticipate going into this?
To be honest, every challenge that we've had to deal with, it was something that I was expecting. To be honest, it was something that it wasn't like a situation of, oh, this thing hit us and we're like, oh, what are we going to do? You understand?
Yeah.
Like I always kind of anticipate, and thankfully because I'm quiet, because I'm mostly quiet, I'm very observant. I might act like I don't say anything, but I'm very observant, and I used to hang around Eazi a lot, so I used to observe everything, and I just understood everything going on to an extent. Okay, this is how this goes, this is how that goes. Like I learned to look beyond the lifestyle and the glam of the whole industry, because I knew that regardless of whether shine, there's like a working system underneath that. No matter how people want to make it look easy, making it look easy is a swag. Like it looks cool on camera and say, oh, this thing just happened. Yeah, but I understood that there was something behind that, and that was one thing I was always observing while I was with emPawa. I was always checking, observing, and I'd say I got freedom to also like do some stuff for myself too, and just like try out things and see. I won't say I was left in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, some artists are left in the dark. They didn't even know what's going on. All they have to show up.
So you were actively involved?
I was actively involved. I was friends with people in the company, like real friends, not just on some employee piece, like,
or even a talent, whatever. You were that guys.
Yeah, we're guys like, yo, bro, how you did? Like, apart from work, we talk, we play video games, so it was just easy to understand how the system worked that way. So I wasn't left in the dark. So I say that was one of my blessings, and that was one thing that made me prepared for this phase. So even when challenges come, I'm not too phased.
Yeah,
I'm not too phased that, oh, I don't panic. Zero panic at all.
So I'm trying to draw a line between the system, what we see, and what goes underneath it. Yeah. And you're working both worlds. First, before I even draw the line, doesn't it, on the knowledge of the other, not the front end, the back end, knowledge of the back end, because you're on the front end. Yeah. You were on the front end primarily. Now you're in both. Doesn't it take away
the excitement?
Some of the shine, the excitement of the joy from the top. Because
I hear that. That's where you now have to think of your why. Why are you doing this? Me, I wasn't doing music because I wanted to just do Starboy things and be a big boy and flaunt ice. I'm wearing ice. Yeah. But yeah, that wasn't the major motivation for me personally. From the beginning, you can ask my friends. I just like making music. I was just interested in the whole idea of the entertainment industry. Even before I knew I could sing, I was always watching videos. I was always watching TV. There's hardly any question you'd ask me about like Afrobeats before 2010, like from 2003 upwards, that I don't have like a strong idea of. So I was always just excited that how is this thing done? Even before I knew I could sing. So for me, I understand that part of, knowing how things work might take away the excitement, but I wasn't looking to be excited. That was not what was exciting me. It was just like the whole process. Like the process excites me. The process excites me. I'm just like, so we can make this happen. So now I can just wake up, think of an idea, and we can pull it through with proper planning. So that's like, is that process of seeing something like grow from scratch, from nothing to becoming such a big thing that excites me, regardless of results. Like as long as we are building something, I'm jiggy. Yeah.
But that's also another layer of creativity. So when we think of creativity, we're always super focused on, getting abstract ideas and trying to force them into becoming reality.
Yeah.
So you find intersections and then you just create something that has your message. But I also do think, as someone who also works on the back end, I also do see a certain level of creativity in making this thing work.
Yeah.
I think, for example, the art of running a record label is you creating a record label.
Yeah. Creating, building something from scratch.
Yeah, building from scratch. You just said that. The same thing with music. I think they obey the same principles.
Yeah, the same laws too.
Yeah, you bring one thing, you bring another thing, and then it gives you a desired outcome.
Yeah.
It's just interesting that this type of creativity is what supports the other one.
Yeah. So for me, it's not that difficult, because either way, the fact that I'm just doing what I'm doing is exciting enough for me. So even if I know how things are done, I always knew how things were. I always had an idea of how things were behind the scenes, even before I blew up, because I used to hang around like people that were already like proper blown. So I understood. And Eazi used to tell me then to like, oh, see this thing, and so they do. You understand? Like it's not just don't just think it's just about going to shows and carrying plenty of women. Like it's a lot of consistent work, and I saw it like in real time, not on some like on social media or from TV. I saw it in real time. I saw the kind of work people had to put in to make things happen. I saw what used to happen backstage.
Yeah.
The drama that will happen backstage and born in front of stage, everybody's turning up and vibing. You understand?
Yeah.
So I understood that. So me seeing those two angles did not take away from my excitement, because I always knew how it was. Yeah.
And then creating a record label, a lot of it is done in your image.
Yeah.
Because it's your idea. You've been prepping for it for 2 weeks. Like it's the child of your imagination.
Yeah.
And that, apart from how the record label feels, how it operates and all that, the music that comes out. Yeah, I know that you'd have to sign like different artists.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people sign artists that look like they are sexually reproduced.
No, so I was very particular about that. Like when it came to like, or when it comes to like working with like acts for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want anybody that looks like me, that tries to sound like me. It's not a good thing, no matter how many people say, oh, you sound like this person, you sound like that person. It's usually like a limiting factor.
In what way?
Because you could sound like somebody that's already established. Even if people accept that you are a great artist, there's always a ceiling that you won't be able to go beyond, because they've heard something like that before. Do you understand? And I wouldn't want that for anybody that I'm working with in the label. So I'm like, anybody that sounds like me, that has my kind of vibe, you're probably not going to work together. We can work together like maybe as like featuring each other, whatnot, but like a full, like a kind of deal. No, it's not going to work for the artist's sake.
But I know, it's intuitive what you just said, but the argument against it would be it's easier to not co-create, but it's easier to having an artist that maybe does not sound directly like you, but that fits into the creative mode, into your creative mode. Maybe into your creative mode, that it helps with maintaining a consistent music output or stylistic output for the record label. You don't think of it in those terms?
No, I don't. To be honest, I'd say there are ways. To be honest, like my own like argument is that it's not like an ideal situation to sign somebody that sounds like you musically or sonically. It's not like, because even if people know who this person is, there's always that. I've seen it happen countless times. I don't want to mention names. Like there's always that level or that ceiling that is always hard to break through, just because they sound like somebody that's already established. And like I said before, people that break through in the music industry always have a very, very, very unique factor most of the time.
Yeah.
So,
and someone who sounds like you is just another version of you.
yeah, basically, like if people can point out and say, this person sounds like Joeboy, like, or they even think it's Joeboy. I don't think that's a compliment though. Like, yeah, it sounds like a compliment.
Yeah.
It sounds like a compliment.
Yeah, because Joeboy is a standard.
Yeah, do you understand?
Good.
Like, it sounds like a compliment, but if you think about it deeply, it's kind of limiting too.
Yeah.
Except you sound better than me, but it's hard to sound better than the original.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you even look at it, also you look at the industry, you look at everybody that occupies the apex of creativity in music. Everyone's unique. There are no two versions of the same thing. Yeah. Maybe sometimes their products might intertwine, but they're extremely unique in their own way. You can hear their voice and know it's them. You can see how they create, and you can point at the very specific thing that they bring into the world that no other person has. Yeah. But a mini you would be
it's
It's a cheaper version.
yeah, it's like let me not make this analogy, but I'd say like it's like a light version or something like a like a light version.
Yeah,
Like something light.
like Joeboy light.
Yeah, Joeboy light. You understand? Like,
Joeboy zero.
you understand? That's not a situation I would want for any artist that I'm working with. To be honest, it's not fair. It's not fair because you can make the best music. You can put in all your effort and work, but it's always boiled down to this person sounds like Joeboy.
It always hit that scene.
Yeah, and especially when they know that both parties are from the same source,
Yeah.
same level, is very limiting. From what I've observed, I might be wrong, but from what I've seen, it's kind of limiting.
Where's your ego in all of this?
My ego.
Yeah, it almost looks. It seems like it's left at the door.
Ego is not good for business. So. I'm telling you, ego is not good for business. To be honest, like.
But the music industry is an industry of egos.
Yes, now you can try and pretend, but at the end of the day, when we are talking real talk, you want me to, if you need me to do the
No. I'm listening to you. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand the place of ego.
Yeah, I'm just being real. I'm just being original with you. To be honest, like.
No, by ego I mean signing an artist that looks like you.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yes,
Oh,
that's what I mean.
Okay. No, that's I understand that ego is important once in a while, but that's a very, very weird kind of ego. Because why would you want somebody that looks like you?
Doesn't it feel good?
You're not ready to do business now. Like it feels good. Like, but obviously there are people that sound like me that I've noticed now. I see them now. I'm like flattered. Like, I'm flattered. I'm like, yeah.
But you wouldn't do business with them?
No, I don't think I would.
Not directly.
Not directly. I can do angel investor from the back and just stay low key, but not directly. And
what informs your decision for the other people you bring into YL?
Like artists?
Yeah.
First thing, I think I definitely need to be attracted to the music. I definitely need to be attracted. It has to be music that I hear and I'm like, who's that? It has to excite me in one way or the other. It doesn't even have to be like, oh, just say a hit. Because to be honest, you can't really tell what a hit is these days. Like, you just have to just make a move and see what happens most of the time. Yeah. But I'd say as long as I gravitate towards the music and I see that the person is willing to put in the work, and I see that the person is willing to put in the work and the person sees beyond the glitz and glamour of the industry. So for me to decide to sign somebody else at this point, I'd like to like just spend time with them and just see their vibe beyond the music. Like, maybe just day. Like,
is it easier to work with people you like?
100%, especially in the music industry. For me, it's easier. Like, from people I feature, from producers I work with, is that people actually like genuinely see as friends to an extent. Like, well, at least most of them. Yeah, even down to the artists. Like, artists I get to work with, like people that, yeah, we have like a relationship of some sort. It's easier for me. I don't have a problem working with people that I'm not friends with, though. But it's just easier for me to work with people that I'm friends with.
And it also influences the people you sign.
To be honest, like,
what if you don't like the person you sign?
If you get talent, like, I'll leave like I said, emotions. Like, like if you are talented, but obviously I need to like you to an extent. I don't want to hate whoever I'm signing.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, yeah, but we don't have to be guys. But as long as I value your music and I understand that, okay, you have passion for this, then we're good to go.
For you, before we go into the music that you've released since so I'm just trying to understand how someone transitions from being a signee to running a music business.
Yeah.
And, now I understand community building. I understand running a business and having laser focus on ensuring that it's a business. Yeah. Having to come down from Mount Olympus to do the ground.
Come and do the real work.
To come and do the real work, and down to the A&R part, signing artists, making sure the funding goes well, all of it. Where do you now find in all of this? It sounds like a lot of work. I know you get support from your teams. Yeah. I know there are road managers, the staff, all of that. But doesn't supervision in any way, or having to manage this project in any way, impact your relationship with the music? Because now you're doing too much. You're doing things that service the music.
Yeah.
And it's now a huge part of your existence. How does that impact the music?
Okay, so that's where routine comes in for me, routine and scheduling. So I have a phase where I'm just focused on just recording, just recording and making music. At that point, I'll just tell Tiola that, oh yeah, at this point I used to say I did go mountain. That's why I used to say I did go mountain. So nobody should no, just imagine that I'm not around for like
self-isolation.
Yeah. Just imagine I'm not around for like a week or two. So I was looking and focus on the music. I think it's just really about focusing on one thing at a time instead of trying to do different things at the same time. That's where issues come in. So it's just about focusing. Okay, I'm done with the music. Okay, let's move to marketing. After marketing, let's move to content, like stuff like that. So that's the way I do it. It's just about like patterning and just taking things step by step and making sure you have like a time frame. Okay, I'm doing this for this time. I'm doing that for this time. And thankfully, come rain, come sunshine, I make music. I can record myself. I can be in my house now. I'll just have an idea. I'm going downstairs to record. So I'd say it's easier for me. I say it's easier for me because these things like recording music, making music, it never seemed like work to me. Even when I was signed, I was just doing me like Eazi didn't need to tell me that Afrobeats songs did now. I was always sending songs like back to back. You understand? So it wasn't a situation of, oh, I have to force myself to do these things that I can do with ease. Yeah. But where I decided that, okay, I have to be more intentional, careful is the routine. So things don't clash.
The part I'm trying to understand is how being, not even the process of recording the music, does knowing now that you are your boss and you're also your employee and you know, this added knowledge, this improved knowledge of the game, this depth that you've had, how does that impact creativity? Does it put more weight on the depth of your creativity? I'm just wondering, does it put more weight on you creating?
To be honest,
because you drive the ship now.
Yeah, to be honest, it gives me more freedom.
In what way?
I see that more freedom because I know that I'm the biggest winner and biggest loser in any case. So I don't have anybody to. I'm okay with like making a decision and knowing that, okay, God forbid this thing doesn't work out. It's my fault. I can live with that.
Yeah.
100% I can live with that. I have no issues with that. So it's a bit more freeing than compared to when, somebody, or maybe your boss says do this and you're like, no, this is what I want to do. Then you do that thing that you wanted to do and it doesn't work. You know, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Or your boss says do this and you're like, no, I want to do that. But your boss insists that, okay, you should do this. And you're like, okay, I'll do what my boss said. Then you do it and it doesn't work. It's hard to forgive yourself. Because you're like, I didn't really want to do this thing and I did that and it didn't work. So now I'm knowing that, okay, like the decision, the weight of everything still rests on my shoulders. It's all about perspective, to be honest. So I just see it as I see it as being free that, okay, biggest winner, biggest loser, not me. So if I want to be the biggest winner, I have to make sure that whatever I'm doing works out. I have to do everything in my power to make sure that, okay, I need to know at the back of my mind that, okay, I make sure I did my best to make this thing work. You understand? So that way it's easier for me.
You launched with Adenuga and Concern Me.
Yeah. Osadebe.
Osadebe first.
Then Adenuga.
And then Adenuga.
Yeah,
and then
Concern.
Those ones, they were a 2-pack single. Yeah. Adenuga clearly was one of your brightest spots. Has been
clearly.
One of your,
clearly.
Clearly. Yeah, clearly. But it's clear.
Yeah. I'm just telling them.
It's been one of your brightest spots.
Yeah.
Having to do that with King Madi.
Yeah.
What was in Adenuga?
In what way?
In what way? It felt a lot like we're getting new Joeboy. Yes.
It just sounded like, to me, I feel it sounded like the Joeboy everybody loves, to be honest.
For real?
Yes, now. Osama, what do you think? Okay, the Pondizi and everything. Well, from the way I saw it, was still the same Joeboy music.
How do you then know what sounds like what everybody loves and what sounds left of that?
So,
or is that something you deliberately do? or is that how you deliberately approach the market?
Yeah, so I always like I've been in this for like 6 years now, so I always have an idea of what my core audience will like. There are songs that even if it's not like a hit, they'll always just stay. They'll stay, like they'll be really
they'll receive their buzz
because they appeal to my core audience. And those are the songs like Adenuga, the pop, love, pure. It sounds very, very pure and clean kind of love songs. It works every time for me. But at the same time, I don't want to be in a position where I'm only known for just that particular kind of thing. So, yeah, it might be risky to try out some different sounds or whatnot. But when those kind of sounds work, case point, sip, when those kind of sounds work, they work very, very well.
Yeah.
So I feel like as a creative, is also important to just like try and move out of the box sometimes. And you can have the advantage of doing that when you have a community. If you have a community, doing things like that might not really work most of the time. Yeah,
because your community is more patient with you.
Yeah, they're more patient. They're not just like looking for the next fast food music or whatnot. Like, they're more patient. They're trying to understand. Even if they don't, they'll see support and say, "Hey, our guy, you get me." And
I get you.
And I'd say, to be honest, consistency is the answer to almost every issue or everything that an artist has to deal with. Even if you drop one and it doesn't do as well as you expect it to, drop another one. Right? Instead of saying, "Hey, what will I do now? They don't like this one." You get, like, you can drop another one, especially when you have resources. And I have resources. So me, I'm not afraid of like taking risks and trying different stuff, because last it's my money. You understand? So
okay.
So that's just it for me. So me, I just see it as I like to have fun with it these days, to be honest. Like, okay, just keep going. It's not like that will be the last song I'm ever going to drop. I'm still going to drop another one. So I just keep going. And that's the beauty of the journey, the beauty of the music. And yeah, there are songs like, I'll give you a case point. Celebration, when Celebration dropped, compared to my other song that dropped that year, Celebration wasn't a big song. But every year that song keeps popping up. Every year it keeps popping up. People like, so there are some songs that hits immediately. There are some songs that is over a space of time. People now understand the value and like, oh, yeah, I get this now. You get so. And how are you going to maintain that if you are not consistent? You just have to keep putting out music. So for me, I don't really feel any form of weight or fear or panic when it comes to all of that. And worst case, I can just go back to default setting. And it works.
Like the Americans would say, I've seen it a lot now. You're going back, they call it reheating the nachos. Reheating the nachos, like Lady Gaga just did. And so fans are yearning for what they're familiar with, especially in American pop now. So that keeps coming up.
I saw one or two of the streets.
Yeah, started with Lady Gaga. I've seen it for Nicki Minaj, and everyone just keeps saying, "Go." They'll pick something old that you've done, and from the distant time they'll be like, "Maybe this is the nachos issue." Oh no, music Twitter. Oh, yeah, it's a very interesting place. In all of this, there's a caveat here. You can only maintain this, you can only have this perspective or this perspective if you have the resources to constantly 100%. Retry. So you wouldn't give this advice?
No, I won't give this advice. Like, you are trying to recoup or you're just like new sign to label. You shouldn't be. Go for the surest thing. Go for the surest thing possible. Like, that's how you have to go for the sure. Don't even try and, well, let me not say don't even try. You can try if you really, really believe in what you are doing, but be ready to face the consequences. Like, if things don't go the way you want them to. Yeah. And just have a plan, like a fallback plan, just in case. Just in case. So these are the situations of dropping like 2-pack EPs.
Yeah.
You understand? So, okay, maybe I'll do the familiar sound and do one that is a bit more experimental.
Yeah.
Let's see the one that people lean towards more. Those kind of like ideas also help. Yeah.
When you think of, for a lot of people who make music, I'm not saying it's all of them, but for a lot of people, music is primarily a financial venture before an artistic one.
Yeah.
So, and experimentation, that does not take you, a lot of people don't believe it takes you closer to the money. Even in other adjacent things like content. They'll tell you find out one thing that works and then hammer it onto you before you move to the next one.
Yes, definitely. Like I'd say case point. Aulo.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if that guy if it was in like a major like label at that point before that song dropped, they might have discouraged him not to, because imagine sending that song to here now. Would you like okay, let me not say it, but I was just thinking that I'm sure, like I always say this thing, that there's a song, like every artist, we have songs that can make us like millions of dollars, but we'll never see light of it because somebody said it's not the vibe that we should do or something. Like there's always those songs there, like, you understand, and sometimes those songs get see the light of day. So I'd say like when I heard that whole, I was like, this sounds very, very different. It sounds very, very different. And it worked.
Yeah,
it worked very, very well. You
yes,
understand? So that's what I mean by like trying stuff, because you're trying to break into the market, but you're trying to do a piano as a new artist. It's not really, except that my piano is like fantastically like up there, which is not a lot. You understand? So I always advise every creative, like, just like give yourself a chance to just like be outside of the box. Even if you are just recording it and keeping it, just try. Then obviously there are other things that matter, especially when you're under a label and label needs to recoup on all of that. Just like try to find a balance, to be honest. Try to find the balance. Because for me, it was different for me. Like when I was in emPawa, like we used to brainstorm, but I still had the final say. I could still say, no, this is the one I want to drop. Because I tell you, I don't drop something, but they'll say, last, it's on you. Understand? Case point, Sip wasn't even supposed to be the song that was going to drop. It was one other song called Bulea. It was uploaded already. Did
you ever get to release it?
No, I've not released it.
Why?
I don't even know. To be honest, I don't know. Because it's a great song too. Maybe I might bring it back at some point. Yeah. It was uploaded already, like it was mixed, mastered, everything.
You've done the artwork, you were ready to go.
Yeah. And next thing, I just changed my mind. Like, yo, Alpha, I don't want to drop this song again.
What made you change your mind?
I don't know. Like, I was sleeping at night. I just woke up. I don't know. I just woke up. I was sleeping and I woke up. I listened to Sip again. I was like, nah, this song's sweet now. I'm not crazy. I'm not a crazy person now. This song's sweet. So I was like, yo, let's just do it. You understand? I say, you sure? I was like, yeah, let's do it. I sent some other guys then, like, this is like club banger. You understand?
Yeah, because it did not sound like something that fit into the mold of what was popular.
Yeah, do you understand? Like, so it didn't sound like a club banger or whatnot. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And and I was ready to go with whatever. If it didn't work, and we'll drop around. That's the way I move. Like, if you know work, we keep moving. Like, that's life. You can't win all the time. You know work, you keep moving. Drop around. I was like, if it doesn't work, we'll move.
But songs like that just increase your confidence.
Yes,
especially when it works.
It makes you trust your instincts more. You understand? So you're like, but it's very also very, very important to have like trusted ears that you can. So there are some people that if I have like a strong nudge towards a song, and I send it to them, and they're like, I'll know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not just in my head, or I'm not dealing with recency bias or something. So,
To be honest, when I heard, I preferred Concern Me.
You see, I prefer Concern Me.
Me too.
I prefer Concern Me. Like, I personally, to Adenuga, if it was left to me, say pick one to drop, I would have dropped Concern Me.
I preferred Concern
Me. You see life.
Yeah, when Taylor sent it to me, I'm like, this is pop.
Yeah.
But I love this one.
See life, And I'm a pop artist, so at the end of the day, I have to connect to the mainstream. It's very, very, very important. But at least, thankfully, I have the grace to try different stuff once in a while. Yeah.
And is that the approach you're taking to your new album?
To an extent, yeah.
How long have you been working on this album?
Roughly a year, to be honest. Roughly a year. And I had to go and look for Tempoe. Because Tempoe is a wizard.
Yeah,
he's
a mad scientist.
Yeah, he's like a ghost. Like, so we had to like go and find Tempoe. Tempoe doesn't send beats. He doesn't send beats like
he doesn't.
Well, anymore.
Okay, now he doesn't need to pitch.
Yeah. He doesn't send beats anymore. So he's on some Alpha. Where you did? So we go, we link, we chill. we'll chill.
You beat him. You beat him in FIFA.
Yeah, I've been beating him a lot. I don't know what happened. Like, yeah, we chill, we play FIFA, we talk, connect, like just free stuff. And then we go enter studio. Is always me, Tempoe, and Oxygen, just three of us, and we create. We argue, we fight, say this one, down, and then we agree that okay, this is the way it's gonna go. And one thing I and Tempoe always do when we are creating is that this thing has to be different at this particular point in time.
Yeah.
Whether people like it or not.
Yeah.
That one is not our business. It has to be different. It has to be different. So that's the mindset always when you're creating. When we are creating Case Point Contour,
Yeah.
say songs like Love One, like they just stood out. Say Better, Door, and recently SMH.
Yeah, SMH, beautiful. I was getting to SMH, but yeah, can finish. Let's go.
Yeah, so you can tell, there's always that distinct vibe when it's like a Joeboy and Tempoe record. And yeah, and Tempoe is the executive producer of the album. Yeah, so watch out.
You're hedging all your bets on that.
Yeah, watch out. Like me, like it's like a body of work that I'm proud of. Like even if anybody says, "Oh, I don't like it," that's totally fine. I understand. I won't be mad. I won't be angry. I won't be like in a mood that they don't like. Like I know, like we know what we did. We know what we are doing. You understand? Beautiful thing about life is that time tells also.
Is this the first time you've had this one specific co-creation experience with one person?
With one person. Let me see. No.
Okay.
The last time I think it was Dera and Beats by Kale.
Yeah.
That was mostly for the SBBM album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Dera, Beats by Kale, but Oxygen is always somewhere in the mix there.
Okay.
Oxygen is not just a sound engineer, it's beyond that, and I can't wait for people to see what he's about. Yeah.
So SMH gives us an insight into the album.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful record.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Beautiful record. And you know what you did. And the amount of like marketing you've given to it, bro, you're disturbing us.
Nah, bro, I never will start.
I saw them screaming on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm like, see, the vibe is, even if you don't like it, you must know about it. That's the vibe, because I'm so confident in what we have done. Even if some people don't catch up immediately, when everybody catches up, it's going to be it's going to be gargantuan. Like, do you see how excited I am? Like,
yes, I can see the passion.
Like, so I have no fear, no panic. I will just keep doing my thing, and everything is going to align when it's time to align.
Okay, so album year for you.
Yes, sir.
You've set up the business. Community building is going well. As the people say it on the internet these days, it's called looks maxing. Looks maxing is when you try. You know what it is?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so you're looks
maxing. You know, I just even came back from the hospital. Like I was coming from I was at the hospital like earlier. And I just do like full checkup and everything. I'm perfect.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Looks maxing. You're putting it all together, and they seem like they are individual things, but they have the intersection.
Yeah. And
when it all comes together, it's such a bright spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bright flame rather, because it just keeps burning.
Yeah.
I can't wait for what you're going to produce.
Me too.
Yeah.
Can't wait for
I
bet it's already good. I can't wait for the whole Can't wait.
I can't wait for what you're going to produce. But before we end this, because we've done this for an hour now.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. This is, let me see the time. This is 11:30 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. This is the latest I've ever done a podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never done it to this point. So thank you. 30 minutes from midnight. So just before you go, when you started this journey,
yeah,
what was very important to you? Back then, what drove you back then when you started just getting into the space, trying to make your voice heard, imposing your will on the world?
Yeah. To be honest, like a lot of people said, a lot of people that I won't say like people I got support. I got support from my immediate like friends, family, but there are people that were so sure I was never going to pop. Like they could bet their lives on it. Like say feel blue. Say see like I can never forget. They said I know. They say I know resemble artist.
What
Say I know
what does it
resemble.
mean to look like an artist?
Do you understand? I think it was like the swag. Like the swag I have now, I have to build it from the ground up, and that's just a sign that if you really want something and you're ready to do the work, it's going to happen. Like even if I wasn't looking like the $1 million artist at that point in time or whatnot, I knew where I wanted to be and I was willing to do the work to get there. You understand? And it's just a sign or a major fact that what people say about you or speculate about you doesn't matter. It's how you feel about yourself that is going to get you to where you need to be honest. And I just kept pushing. And anytime I felt discouraged or whatnot, I'm just like, if I stop this thing, they will laugh me.
Yeah, of course not.
So that there was that fire there that it must work. Whether I'm going to do it afraid, do it confused, do it anyway, I will make sure that something must happen. Like, and whatever I was really good at, I was going to like double down on it until things started making sense. And I was always like, I've always been open to learning. I'm always checking for stuff. I don't really get carried away with like the fame and the money and all of that. Sometimes it shock me because I'm human. Like it shock me. I won't lie. I might not show it, but it shock me. But I managed to snap out of it quick.
Yeah.
And understand that this is a journey. I just have to, as long as I'm alive and healthy, I always have to make effort to do better, be a better version of myself.
Beautiful. And now spite and the chip on your shoulder drove you when you started. When did you think you lost that? When did you lose that feeling, knowing that? What made you lose that initial feeling? Because I don't think you're driven by spite.
No, I'm not driven by spite.
The chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, I think it was one of the things. So what really drove me, apart from the spite, was the love I have for music. I love to create. Like, I remember when I used to just sit and ask myself that when I was like 15, 16, I'm like, God, what is my talent? Because it's not like I was like a good footballer or knew how to run. Yeah. I just have you book like the average. Like I just have you book like I'd say I was intelligent. I like to read books and all of that. But I was like, what is my distinct talent? And that thing used to bother me so much. And the fact that I was able to stumble, because I stumbled into music. Yeah. It wasn't into creating music. It wasn't like I wasn't even know what I was making. It was my friend. Yeah. I'm like, all right, maybe go studio together, and that was how it started for me. Yeah. So, and I realized that I could do this thing. So just the idea of being able to create alone was enough for me. The fact that I can just sit down and I'll create something and people will love it, people start dancing, people start crying, people start praying for me just because I created something out of my mind. Yeah. That one was alone to just keep me going, regardless of anything. Like say, you can create, you have this talent. I'm good.
And having gone through the journey you've gone through at this point, what now drives you?
What drives me now is the fact that anything that I put my mind to, as long as I'm ready to do the work, it's very, very possible. Because I'd say that, I always say that my own life is a miracle. I would say it's anytime, any day, because ask my parents, I was deep. Like, I didn't seem like the type that was going to follow this path. Yeah. I did not at all. Like, ask my old friends. Even my old friends sometimes like, it's as if you just like went to another dimension and came back. Like, like the switch up was so crazy. Like, if you didn't see me, like you did not see me for years and you see me. Even some of my old friends, they just start to realize that it's actually me. Like, just say for Clout. You understand? Like, it's almost like unbelievable, and that just shows that. It shows the power of the mind and belief and just like taking action. Yeah, you understand. And I won't pretend and say that it was just me and everything. Like it took like a lot of people to get to this point. A lot of support. So shout out to everybody. Whether we are talking or we're not talking, shout out to everybody. Yeah, all love. Yeah. Okay, I think this is a good point to end this. We've done over an hour. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for honoring this. This is the first interview I've conducted this year. Wow. Yeah. Happy New Year. Yeah, because now we have new partners. OkayAfrica. Oh, dope.
Yeah, so we partnered with them. It was a long process getting that deal. They have always admired the podcast and they wanted to like become a part of it. So this is the first I've done in that series.
Dope,
so yeah,
dope.
thank you and well done. I can't wait for the album, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.